Good day, guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ademola Badmus. If this is your first time, do not forget to like and subscribe. And if at the end of this video you find this helpful, do not forget to drop a comment as well or ask questions if you have any. And in this video, I will be talking about optimizing our codes. I did say that the last video was the previous one I did, but I think it's important to know that what we've written can actually be optimized in such a way that it looks neater and it looks saner. So let's get right into it. Okay, so we have this here as our runner, right? We have this as our runner and as our page object rather, and we have this in our runner. One thing that you should know here is that all this can actually be taken away such that you just have a shorter line of code that will still run the same thing and do the same job. So let's get to it. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that we can make sure that everything that we want works right inside the page object file. Then we just need to reference probably a single line of method that would do the job. So one way to do that I would want to use, that I actually use, is by creating a new class. Let's call the class maybe page actions, for instance, right? But these page actions would have inherited the properties of page object, home page object. So now this is one thing inside uh, programming languages generally. There is a concept called inheritance in class, where a particular class can inherit all the attributes and properties of another class. So what we've done here essentially is that the home page object class, all the methods that we've created inside it is accessible right here inside page actions. So I'm just going to put a doc string that will explain what we've done. This class has inherited all the attributes of the home page object class. It can access all the methods. So how can it do that? Let's just quickly copy everything here, because these methods are from the home page object, so they will be accessible. So let's copy that, put in here. So what we just need to do is rename here, change this to self, add self here, and remove the test because this is not where the test is running again, and remove this too. We'll do the same thing here, self, come on, self, and we remove the test too, and as well the pytest hook. The same thing here, and we remove test here as well, and the pytest hook as well. Pytest hook goes, this goes, and self gets here, self gets here, and we remove this as well, and we do not need this. So now the squiggly lines you are seeing is because the squiggly lines you are seeing on the method name is because we did not put a doc string. And remember that I've shown you how to put a doc string into a method as well, so you can try that and do that for best practice sake. So we're going to change the value of this to self. Yes, so let's change it to self. So I'm going to replace that. Yes, self, 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 self. I will exclude that one. So self, 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 self. I'm excluding that, replacing this, excluding that, replacing this, excluding that, replace, exclude, replace. think I should keep quiet. Made a mistake there. So test. So we should replace that. Exclude that. Replace. Exclude. We're almost done. Yeah. I think we are done. So if you look at this right now, I think we have it all done. So what do we need to do now? We get into this place, and what we just do is remove. First of all, we do not need homepage object anymore. What we now need is the new method that we just created, page actions, the new class that we just created, page actions. So we call in page actions here, and we reference page actions, right? So we will not be needing this anymore. To the data elements part, we will not be needing it anymore because everything has been called inside the page object file here. So we do not need that anymore, but you will see now when I begin to write it. So let's change the method here. The method here can now be set up because inside the page object, the setup method created would launch the page for us. So that will be set up. And to get the product detail page now means that we'll just do get product detail page, right? And also this will be select products, and this will be fill payment details, while this will be complete order. So if I run this right now, I expect it to run without having issues. Let's wait for it and see. As you can see that it has launched, it already shows that it's going to work. So regardless of flakiness or anything, we should have a working code. Oh, I jinxed it. I think I was on that called flakiness with my mouth, so I'm going to interrupt it and run it again to see. So after this, we'll just try one more thing to actually have a very optimized code. Yeah, so it's working. As you can see, everything will pass. So one more thing, let's just we can watch the terminal while we continue. So as you can see, everything has passed. So one more thing we can also do is in this class, like I said, we are not going to need this data element anymore. So one thing that we can also do here is create a class here. We can make a class, and the same way we created the method, we are going to create a class that way by starting the name with test. So let's call this e-commerce, because what we worked on an e-commerce platform, and we can select from here downwards and indent it. So one thing that we need to note here is that you will not need a dunder method. What do I mean by a dunder method? The kind of method that we created here, you will not need it because it won't work. It won't be, the test file will not be able to read it once you put a dunder method there, so you will not need one. And as you can see that we did not also create a dunder method in the page actions. The reason is because we are not doing anything extra. If page action class needed something by itself, maybe it needs to create some classes by itself, so it might need a dunder method to define some parameters for itself. But because it is just going to use exactly what is inside the page object, so there is no need to create a dunder method. So we just need to understand why some things are not there. And in this case, it just doesn't work with pytest. It will not be able to read everything inside. You can try it on your own and see. So we need to reduce the white space here. So in order to remove the squiggly lines on the pytest books, let's just remove the white spaces. And as you can see, everything looks neat and looks fine. Now, why do we need to do all this? It only shows that you are following the best practices, one, and the other thing is it shows that you're technically sound enough to understand how a Python construct works and how you can use pytest using Python. So let's run it for the last time and see. Then hopefully I think we should just go ahead and do the video about fixtures. So instead of wait for people to drop comments, I'll just go ahead and do the video about fixtures. There goes the flakiness again. Let's run this again. I just want to see it run. Okay. Yeah. Going through. Yep. So it's going through now. And that's it. Yeah. So this brings us to the end of the class. If you've gotten this far and you found the video helpful, please drop a comment to just show vote of confidence. Or if you have questions, also drop the comment in the section, and also do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.